everybody. I thought I'd try this today in the blinding sun because, why not? I hope you guys are all having just the most wonderful day as well. It is so beautiful. I can't believe how happy I am because of how beautiful it is. And I hope that all of you are enjoying how beautiful it is. And if you're not having just the most wonderful day, then I definitely recommend finding the path that will lead you to having the most wonderful, beautiful day. And, not every day is going to be just super wonderful, but if you're working towards a goal that you really are committed to and happy about, then, the sacrifice being made towards that goal will allow you to remember and believe what you are working towards to be happy. Now, connected to that, I want to talk about intuition and learning how to use your intuition to fast track, to direct your focus to where you can be happy and you won't feel like you're sacrificing so much for something. And, it's always a process of adjustment in between as well. I wish somebody had told me that you can adjust your path or plan just as you see fit to make sure that you are headed in the best possible direction. I feel like I used my intuition pretty clearly for most of my college career, but there's certain things I would have liked to do instead that now I could probably go back to school for, but it's going to take a lot more effort. And if I would have just taken advantage of the chance while I was at university, that would have been really fantastic for me. I don't regret minoring in German, no. Das ist nicht schlecht, aber ich wünsche, ich würde Kampf und Kunst gehabt. And that was German for I wish I would have had a little bit of fight for art in my consciousness, because I would have totally loved to study some different art classes and design classes. But such is life. Now I just get to do it freeform and learn every day. So the intuition is an interesting thing because a lot of times it's very, it's just a very gut feeling. It's kind of like you don't really have the proof of something, but you just know, you just feel it, especially in this area because this is your third and second chakra, which is all about the intuition. I mean, your third eye is definitely the main seer of intuition because it's your pineal gland. It's the part of you that taps into the subconscious, but it does connect down to the second and third chakra, the sacral chakra, which is your nurturing and sexual and self-care chakra, as well as your self-esteem and understanding. And those two work well because if you're nurturing yourself and you're making sure that your needs are met, which also corresponds with the base chakra, and you are satisfied. It's like the hierarchy of needs in psychology. And then you can have the self-confidence to believe yourself when it comes to having certain visions or premonitions or understandings. What up, cat? Cats. And a lot of times we've needed to have proof in order to believe a certain thing that in existence, but a lot of times the general populace and deep down inside of us, we knew what was going on, like especially with a lot of things when it came to like government interactions and how they were dealing with our water supply, the oil, um, the healthcare system, like why we couldn't have um, socialized medicine. A lot of those things, it was all known, but it's so easy to be fearful of the intuition that we the general populace was overcome by just so much fear and so much fear mongering that oh, if we do this then we're going to turn into this, and they would just use the worst example. I feel like that was a general theme for a good chunk of my childhood, that was just fear, like, oh well, if this is going to happen then this is going to happen, even. And I remember back, they would talk about the president's personal life and his connection to certain women, and it was all really just a distraction. A lot of the stuff going on now, especially with the transgender bill, is a distraction, because who cares where someone is going to pee? As long as they can pee and relieve themselves and go on their merry way, fantastic. I'm more concerned about the people who are so concerned about what's inside people's pants, because that's none of your business. Unless somebody is willing to show you what's in their pants, it's none of your business. And if you really want to know what's in somebody's pants, go to a strip club. They'll let you pay for it. Watch some porn. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's they don't feel like they can watch porn, so they don't get to see what's in people's pants, and they can't. That's the repressed part. I feel like there's a certain amount of repression. If we can't have it, you can't have it. I think I'm off tangent here, but it's definitely a blockage of some kind. Alright. I mean, there's so much going on in our politics and our society right now that it's really hard to want to pay attention, because you just want to kind of like ignore that anything is happening and just really pay attention to just being alone, meditating, blocking out the negative vibes, because they can be so overwhelming. Fear can really control a lot of population, but it's also good to be aware. It's good to have the balance, and intuitively you'll know when you are out of balance and you need to block one thing or another. It's just being able to learn how to block the certain things and intuitively know. It's just practice. It's a practice that you could be having a really stressful moment or stressful day and absorbing somebody's energy and not really realize that you're doing it until you've started ruminating and freaking out about something that you have no control over. The best thing to do is breathe and relax and realize that though you have no control in this moment, the power is in taking control of that fear and anxiety and saying, you know what, I'm not going to let this control me. I'm not going to let this ruin my day, take advantage of what I'm trying to do, and sidetrack everything that I've been trying to do today. Because then it just controls you and it doesn't allow you to be to have progress, and it doesn't allow you to do things that are necessary. I mean, I used to think that laundry was such a chore, and I hated doing laundry, so I would buy like a million shirts so that laundry was the last thing I'd have to do. I know, very smart. But also, I realized that now doing laundry is something that I can do to progress my life forward, that I have all the things that I want to wear, and I don't have this huge expansion of closet. And it takes my mind off of things that I worry about and I stress about, because I know at least I'm getting this done. At least I'm able to wash my sheets. At least I'm able to clean up my room and my space and create a harmonized surroundings for myself. It is my den of solitude. Instead of, oh God, I have to be doing this and I have to be doing that. No, I still have all this laundry to do. It's like, it just piles on top, and then you're just kind of paralyzed in all the fear that you need to do. So having the balance of taking care of the small needs and then also worrying about the larger needs in the populace, it's a balance. So on that note, we're going to switch over to the cards. Oh my. Oh, well, we knew that this is a theme for the week. Two of Wands is definitely a theme. Okay. Well, it's over here and it's over here. So, for the beginning of the week, we have the Tower reversed. So, something in your existence was on unstable foundation, wasn't fully formed right, and it's starting to break apart. It's starting to come down. The walls are coming down and breaking apart, and the true structure is being revealed. All the weaknesses, all the strong points will stay up. It's coming apart. Now the next card after this one in the deck is actually the Star. So it's really good to see that even though the Tower can be such like an amazingly frightening card, because you're like, oh my god, what is blowing up? I think I pulled the Tower card when we had an explosion in Paris or an earthquake somewhere else, some kind of major event going on, and it was really sad. But the bright thing is, after that we have the Star, which shows us that there is brightness, there is light, there is goodness in the world, and what came from it was all these people banded together and started really trying to look towards the problem of why this was happening. They banded together, they played benefit shows, they were putting their goodwill forth out there. So we have the Five of Pentacles reversed, which is awesome. So whatever is happening with this card, it is allowing the goodwill to come forward. We're no longer feeling like we're completely left out in the cold, like we are impoverished or we have nothing. The card is upright is usually a lack mentality, and so whatever we felt like we were lacking has busted out, and it is not actually true. It was just a fear of ours. It was just something that we thought to be true, but it wasn't actually something that was true. And we have the Two of Swords upright, which is all about a choice. So, or a stalemate, or a decision, or something. So maybe it's the decision to believe that we are not alone, we are not left out, we are not lonely. We have support networks and systems in our lives, but we've chosen to not believe it, or we had certain mental processes in our minds that would not allow us to receive love or accept somebody's love and care and kindness because we believed a certain way. And all of that is coming apart, or we have the choice to allow that to come apart. Or there is a choice you've given somebody to allow that to come apart. So for the middle of the week, we have the Seven of Wands reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and the Ace of Cups. So this is the week where Mercury is going retrograde. We had the shadow last week, and we have now 5 planets in retrograde, which is kind of this re-establishing moment. It's rehashing, renewing, redoing, and rewinding. So there's a lot of things that may come up from the past, or things that we thought were dead and gone, that are now coming back into existence for us to renegotiate, re-understand. I don't know if that was quite a word, but we'll make it a word. Hey. But I think there is still a part of us that is kind of confused, or doesn't feel like we have the ability to stand up for ourselves, or the ability to make a declaration of how we really feel or think. Or maybe there's just the fear has grabbed a hold of us and it's not allowing movement forward, because there is, this King of Cups in reverse can be kind of a manipulative card. And I was discussing today about, fear and being a victim can also be a manipulation, because if you do play the victim card instead of taking responsibility for your own position of where you've put yourself in and allowed somebody to take your power, even though no one can truly take your power, you've kind of given it away in a sense where you've not stood up and said, no, this is my boundary, I'm not going to let you cross this, and that's how it's going to be. But you've kind of allowed somebody to maybe go through your boundaries, and then you get mad because you're like, well, you did this, and they're like, well, you didn't say no and you didn't stop it. I mean, I know that definitely can be thought of in negative stances, but there's certain situations where yes, power can be taken. Rape is one of them, and we're not going to go into that in this, but I just wanted to mention that. But there is this, this new offering of like creative potential, happiness, and it's possible that we are fearful that it's a manipulation, and we don't want to take cats. We don't want to take responsibility for our own feelings, so we're going to push off any understandings, any emotions, any misunderstandings in the direction of this new emotional or creative offering. And it's a fear. We're unsure, we're undecided, we don't know, we're feeling unstable. We are not feeling like we can progress forward, even though the overall theme of this week is we have the Two of Wands, which is all about making a choice to go forward in a direction. And it's in the upright. And we also have the Queen of Wands, which is a very powerful card. And finally, we have it in the upright, so yay! This is me, at least part of me. It is a very action-oriented, but the Queen of Wands upright, she waits until she has all the information. She analyzes, and I shouldn't just say she, because it can be an energy applied to anybody, but it's a receptive energy. She takes it all in, she analyzes it, and she makes the right moves in the right places. Probably one of the greatest chess players would be a Queen of Wands energy, or somebody who's a great battle strategist. Taking advantage of every part of the picture, putting it together. Somebody who reads a lot and takes in a lot of different information and kind of homogenizes it and takes out the important parts that need to be known. Intuitive, very intuitive. And then we have the Eight of Rods. So this energy is covering the whole week. So it's kind of like there's a lot of things going back and forth, but you're taking in all the energies and you're kind of sorting it out, and then you decide with this Two of Wands energy where you're going to go forward, what actions you're actually going to take. I've also heard it as sharing the burden, you know, not allowing a person to just have to make everything or do everything on their own, make every decision, but like taking in consideration someone else's point of view. You know, that's a lot of the Queen of Wands energy too. She sees both sides and allows herself to make an educated decision based on both people's needs and wants and desires. So at the end of the week, we have the Emperor reversed. So this is, you know, not being able to look over the big picture, not being able to see your kingdom fully, and maybe making some decisions that aren't based for the whole, you know, the whole plan of your existence. You know, maybe it's, oh, I have to go somewhere, I have to do something, and I'm late, so I'm going to try and take this shortcut or speed a little, and then you end up getting a ticket. It's, you know, the logical thing, it would be like, well, I'm going to get there when I get there, and that's just how it's going to be. And if I'm late, then I'm just going to be like, you know what, I was late, I'm sorry, but that's on me. But instead of adding anything different, because you're probably just going to end up being late anyways if you get pulled over and get a ticket. So we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed as well together. So this is kind of like, what are you trying to cultivate? And the Five of Swords is all about disagreements or clashes. So maybe you're having an argument, and maybe you are fighting unfairly. You know, the Emperor reversed can be somebody who is not looking over the big picture, and they say something that really hurts somebody because they don't remember that they need to be unbiased and look at both sides. So what are you cultivating when you are trying to have this interaction? Are you trying to just cut somebody out of your life? If so, just have at it, you know, go for the guttural. But if you actually really care about this person and you want to like get to an agreement or some kind of understanding between the two of you, it's important to proceed with caution and not just go after, you know, the win, because nobody wins actually when you do that, because you lose that person, or you lose that, you know, that part of that friendship because they feel like you just betrayed them or, you know, yelled at them. So what are you cultivating? Fight smartly, stick to the facts. The Queen of Wands would stick to the facts. She would sit back and wait before she moves forward. And it may actually have to do with somebody that you're friends with. You may have an interaction with somebody that you're friends with, or a friends group that is not so pleasant, but you have to figure out what you're trying to accomplish out of it. Do you want to keep these people as friends? Is it worth it keeping them as friends? Are you just agreeing to something because you don't want to cause a stir, but a stir is going to get caused anyways? It's important to look at where you are trying to go, what kind of kingdom, what kind of life you are trying to build, and then act accordingly. So it seems like there's going to be a lot coming at you this week, and it's important to really stick to your most logical and greatest, highest perspective. So for the Oracle card, we have the Purification Fire. Bare Essentials, the Naked Truth, Wholeness. So something is coming to light. There will be some kind of fight or disagreement, or, you know, words being had in a certain way that is going to change things. And you need to know or think about where you want to go with that. Use your intuition. Allow for change to occur, but figure out, okay, so is this making me happy in the long run? Am I going to end up happy with this? Is this worth the, the delay, or is this worth, what I'm trying to do right now that maybe not making me super happy, but overall, as soon as it is finished or done, I will be happy. So, what is it your heart truly desires? What do you perceive is missing in your life? In order to find the answers, you must look inside your heart. You already know this, intuition, but have been reluctant to look at it because part of you fears what your heart is telling you. Don't let your heart fear what it is telling you. Do not be afraid to make a choice or decision or make a declaration. The only way forward is to face your fear. Something in your life is not working out as you would have liked, and it's not going to get any better unless you have the courage to face it. Close your eyes, relax. Imagine a beautiful flame warming your heart and soul. Feel its purifying and healing light burning away your fears and doubts, healing your body and mind, and clearing away all obstacles, either imagined or real. Feel your heart center as an endless space full of only love and light. Feel the peace. You are safe in this eternal space of life. Now, what is your heart saying? When it brings a tear to your eye, you will know that is your truth. Your soul will guide you towards happiness. All you need to do is follow. Trust. Do not fear. Trust. I listen to my heart and follow its guidance. I deserve to be happy. I have the power to create my reality. I trust that all will work out well. My life is clear of obstacles. So allow all to clear. Look clearly at what you want in your heart, and don't fight for anything less than that, or don't allow somebody to give you or treat you any less than what you feel that you deserve and need. Set those boundaries and hold on to your power. We have, for the love cards, we have the two of staves or wands as well. So this is all about, directions and choices, and he's actually holding a crystal ball here, so he's using his intuition, because crystal ball is one of those things that's very, people don't always see clearly, or it's not 100% like logical fact, here's all the scientific information, but it's an intuitive thing that people just know. You see it and you just know. You're like, oh, okay, I see that. So it's the choices that we make, and using our intuition to make those choices. So we have the Strength reversed, Justice reversed, and Three of Staves reversed, or wands. So something that we've been working towards or building towards may have an injustice. We may feel unjust. We may feel like it is not going to work out. We may feel like what we've been kind of trying to progress for is not equal. It's not the right, maybe we're having to drive too far or spend too much money for our project. Maybe somebody has been taking too much of our money, using us for our, a ride or some kind of, thing like that, where we really have to see what we want to go forward. And the Strength card in reverse does not mean that we don't have strength. It's about, and it's Brunhild and Siegfried, which is kind of reminiscent of Django Unchained. So he had all that strength because he was just going after and trying to find his bride because he wanted to rescue her. And he had the strength. He had so much strength even when he thought he had none, that he was going after his beloved because he knew intuitively that that was his true love. And even if we feel that there may have been injustice along the way, maybe we have not been treated fairly, or maybe we didn't get a fair shot at who we wanted to be with, that there is something cultivating, there is something coming about. And I really want to pull another card, another one of these oracle cards, just for the love reading. Because the other one kind of resonates over the whole week. Because I feel like with the Injustice card, or with Justice in reverse, or feeling like we've been having injustice. Oh, okay. So sweet. Goddess of creation. So seems like something is going to be created. There will be creation. I mean, this Three of Wands is definitely the creation card. 3 is a creative number. It's the Empress. Birth starts beginnings. There's, there's little leaves at the top of the little wands. I mean, something is definitely fertile. So maybe we just have to look at it in a different perspective. Maybe what we were thinking wasn't unjust necessarily because it needed to happen. It needed to be that way in order for us to see something in a different perspective, see things, or wait a certain amount of time before we were able to go after what we wanted. Because sometimes the timing is not always right. We may have passion, but the time needs to be right for something to ground and have roots and take shape as a relationship. It's time for you to chill out and let go of rigid, fixed ideas. Relax, take time out just to be. You've been trying too hard lately and are taking things far too seriously. This has blocked your creativity and caused your energy levels to be low. You probably tell yourself that you don't have time to relax, but you must make the time. This is a priority, and you will find an interesting transformation is taking place. So maybe this is the injustice. You feel like nothing's been happening. Your creativity will increase, and you will feel revitalized by the newfound sense of purpose and inspiration. Your mind may be telling you that your relaxation is futile, waste of time, yet the opposite is true. It is fuel for the soul, and that will have a positive flow-on effect for your entire being. Your well-being of this is paramount in importance, so do not take it for granted. Without it, nothing else really matters. I take time each day to relax. I make time each day to nurture my spirit. I connect spiritually at a space of love inside my heart. I find peace within. I am light. I am love. And the Queen of Wands will also have you know that sometimes it is important to pull back and analyze all the information before moving forward. Because sometimes, even though you want to move forward, you can't push it. You can't move too quickly. You can't run on a feeling. You can't just go forth and say, well, now we're in a relationship. Now I want a relationship. We are going to do this. Because the other person may be hesitant. There may be a barrier or block in the other person's life. And if you really care about this person and you really want to make it work with them, you have to wait. You have to allow them to do what they need to do so that you can come together and be happy. Because why would you want to force somebody to go before they're ready? That is the most important thing in a relationship, is not to force somebody else before they're ready for one. And with that, I leave you. All right, have a great week.